Wonderful to see you again here, my movie peeps. Let me give you the movie news. Some of the things we'll be discussing here today, guys, is we've got a bunch of new trailers that just dropped from Jurassic World Rebirth, Zootopia 2, Welcome to Derry. We got a much more detailed look at the Fantastic Four, including Galactus' full design, and a list of villains that'll be in Spider-Man Brand New Day coming directly from Disney. Oh, we're gonna be diving into that and so much more, so you guys know the drill. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and well, let's just jump into it, baby. Beginning off here, we got the second trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth, and if you were at all doubting that this movie was not going to put the horror back in Jurassic Park, oh, are you wrong? The opening of this trailer with its red lights and a scientist getting attacked by the D-Rex. But this trailer as a whole just continues to build my excitement for Jurassic World Rebirth. I'm really hoping, though, they didn't just give away too much with this trailer, because there's a lot of set pieces in here, from the T-Rex raft scene that looks awesome, a better look at a lot more of the mutated dinosaurs, including the one that we heard that is basically a raptor with wings that's being called a mutodon. Really love the angle that this movie's doing with these mutated dinosaurs, and that small sneak peek that we got of the D-Rex, yeah, that's a pretty frightening D. Even that baby dino being carried by a backpack. Oh, this movie looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. I hope it doesn't disappoint us. I don't think it could be as bad as the last movie, so I'm just happy with this trailer. How did you guys feel about the second trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth? Another trailer that rolled out today that I was actually really looking forward to until I saw what they put out. We got our first teaser trailer for Zootopia 2, and I don't know, you take a look at it. It's just nothing but techno music and these characters running from city to city. I guess in a weird way, this is better than just ruining plot points in the movie. It does effectively show us some newer cities that I'm curious about. An underwater city, an Arctic city, a sand city. Like, okay, we're gonna be going all around the globe with Zootopia here, and I think that's fun. Again, I was watching this and I was so puzzled on how they thought this was like an effective trailer to get everyone pumped, because I do think there's a lot of people looking forward to this movie. The story this time around is supposed to be about a snake voiced by Ki Kwan that is witness to a crime, and we're gonna learn why reptiles are banned from Zootopia. I'm still looking forward to it, but I gotta admit, this was just a funny little teaser trailer. What did you guys think of it? And then finally, we were given our first trailer for Welcome to Derry. Now, this is a teaser, but it was 2 minutes long and gave us plenty of footage. This is a show that was announced like years and years ago, and every time we hear about it, we'd only get like 1 second of footage. But here we have a much better look at what the feel of the show is gonna be like, some of the characters, and a first look at dang Pennywise the Clown himself, even if he was only in the trailer for a second. This time around, we're set 27 years before the events of the first It Chapter 1, looking to follow a group of friends when kids go missing and they want to investigate what happened. It honestly looks okay. I don't know what else to expect. It seems like there was a lot of things in there that were repeating or paying homage to from the movie, like the bathroom scene. I'm just hoping most of the show won't just feel like a rehash version of It Chapter 1. I'm more curious about the story and how much Pennywise will actually be involved in the show. We know Bill Skarsgård is coming back, and he's going to be looking pretty identical to the way he did in the movies, but they've also mentioned they have a 3-season plan where each season would be going back 27 years. So that means season 2 would take place in the 1930s, and then season 3 would take place in the early 19,000s. All in all, I'm really just happy that it's still coming and that it's being released this fall. There were rumors that maybe it was going to get delayed, but no, that doesn't look to be the case. I toss it off to you guys. You see the first little teaser trailer for Welcome to Derry. Were you happy with it? Do you like that it's paying homage to the first movie? Do you want the turtle and some of that weird lore included in? I'll be honest, I don't. F that turtle. Next up here, if you wanted a sign that humanity is doomed, well, let it be known that today production has begun on Michael Bay's Skibidi toilet movie. Yeah, I was hoping maybe this was one of those situations where we talk about a movie got announced or that it's in the works, but nothing ever comes of it. And well, Skibidi Toilet is coming. It went into production today, and it's even being let known that VFX supervisor Rob Legato, who worked on Avatar, Titanic, and The Lion King remake, will be overseeing the effects for Skibidi Toilet. So if there's anything that needed to look Avatar level quality, it was heads sticking out of toilets. This is just one of those properties that's like has a giant fan base online and little kids going rampant over it just because of the big joke it is. I still don't understand this storyline of heads coming out of toilets that are having an endless war with people who have cameras for heads. But I think they found a way to turn it into a movie. I can't even picture what the trailer's gonna look like and how they can make sense of a head coming out of a toilet, but is happening. If anyone's gonna make me want to bang a toilet, it'll probably be Michael Bay. So I hope he makes toilets sexy again. How are you guys feeling about production beginning on Skibidi Toilet? Another thing that got revealed over the weekend was our first kind of more official look at the Fantastic Four and Galactus. We had some key art that was being displayed and really everyone is looking, say it with me, fantastic.
Say that again?
Really love seeing Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards just stretching. The thing looks awesome. Suit turning invisible, but it's Johnny Storm, because if you really zoom in on him flaming on his body, it looks like they will be giving him those textured lines that we've been wondering if they'll be included in the movie. A lot of the trailers just kind of show off a generic flame effect that's been done several times in so many of the comic book properties. So a lot of fans were hoping the textured line thing would be added on, and maybe it's just a matter of getting the effects done before the movie comes out. And in this key art, it looks like it will be there, so happy about that. Now, if we go over to our first look at Galactus, love the design. I've already seen some nitpicky fans complain that, bro, they even gave him lines on his face. But whatever, it's honestly super detailed, and overall, you could tell it's Galactus, and I just can't wait to see how they're going to fight this giant dude in the movie. I know he has the ability to size up and down, but I mean, if you could just be huge, why wouldn't you be? All in all, fantastic looks.
Say that again?
I'm still very excited to see Fantastic Four first steps. How are you guys feeling about it? And well, that brings us to an update with Spider-Man Brand New Day. We're still kind of left in the dark about who is going to be the main villain or who are going to be the villains in Spider-Man 4. And while there's a lot of leakers, scoopers, and reports going around of who it might be, who's a better source than to trust than Disney themselves? Apparently over the weekend, there was something called the Disney Blockbuster Consumer Products Panel, which is a private showcase event for toy makers and people who just make a bunch of merchandise where they show off what they have planned for a lot of their big budget movies so that those product makers can then end up making board games, toys, t-shirts, and whatnot. And well, someone who attended this event decided to just let us know some of the things he saw, even though it looks like that's pretty much against the rules. But hey, we thank you for taking that Kevin Feige sniper to the head. We will miss you. Over here on Instagram, a user by the name of Trust Higashi let us know that he attended this panel and was even sure to let us know that during the presentation, his phone was sealed away and he wasn't allowed to take pictures, but that didn't stop him once he got his phone back to take some photos outside the event and tell us what he saw during. So first off, if we want to look at some of the outside photos of this event, you can see that they were talking about movies like Spider-Man, Moana, and Toy Story 5. And yes, people have already fixated on the design choice that they've gone for Spider-Man. Now, I don't think we should read too much into it. There was also even one for Avengers Doomsday with Doctor Doom, and they just used Alex Ross art as the placeholder, and that's really all this stuff is placeholder for now. But the whole point of these panels is to give you an idea, is to give you a feel. And there are tons of images of just Tom Holland's Spider-Man that they could have used from either Homecoming, No Way Home, Far From Home, but they chose specifically to go with a classic Spider-Man rendering in his classic uniform, and if that's what they're aiming for in Brand New Day, hallelujah. I know a lot of us are hoping that they're just going to keep the suit at the end of No Way Home, but hey, we've gone down this rabbit hole before. It'll always be a tweaked up version the next movie, and if this is kind of what they're going for, yes, please, oh please. No excessive lines, no wild touch-ups, just classic Spider-Man with them big old wide eyes. But the most interesting part is during the sizzle reel of items that I guess will be big part of the promotions with these movies, you can see a list of other films that he's talked about here. When it came to Spider-Man Brand New Day, he let us know that Scorpion, Boomerang, and Tombstone were some of the villains included in the sizzle reel. And if those are the villains that are going to be promoted alongside the toys and merchandise of Spider-Man Brand New Day, it's most likely because they're going to be included in the movie. I got a lot of thoughts about this. I think if you put up these three characters, most Spider-Man fans know two of them, and only the real diehards know the other guy. So let me just fixate on them as a whole before we get into the specific one that sticks out like a sore thumb. Scorpion, Boomerang, and Tombstone, yeah, this is a street level movie. This is a movie where we're gonna have Spider-Man just cleaning up some of the streets of New York and taking down thugs. If anything, I've seen people bring up the theory that maybe it's going to be like a mob war going on in New York. People like Scorpion, Tombstone definitely, are trying to fill in that gap left behind with Kingpin. Since he's now in office and running as mayor, there needs to be this underground ruler for all the crime in the city, and they're fighting for that territory, and that's maybe where Spider-Man comes in to clean up those streets. Scorpion, of course, I've been wanting to see, especially with Michael Mando, ever since the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Homecoming. Tombstone is a happy addition for me, and he's someone I think is underrated and could be used really well in that sort of underground crime circuit for New York City. So yeah, but okay, Boomerang. What are we doing throwing Boomerang in there? I've got to admit, I did not know much about Boomerang. He seemed familiar to me, but when I looked him up, dude basically has almost a similar origin and history to Captain Boomerang. This is also another Australian that uses boomerangs as their weapon of choice. And even in the comics, it's kind of gone back and forth where he is a villain, and currently right now in the comics, he's a friend of Spider-Man. I don't know where that fits in unless it's just like a real side throwaway henchman character who happens to be a guy who's just good at throwing boomerangs, but he doesn't go all full out in the costume. I'm more hoping maybe it's like an opening villain thing where the movie just opens up with Spider-Man taking down a guy who thing happens to be boomerangs. This is where we're at now in Spider-Man territory, where they are scraping the bottom of the barrel because most of the big villains have been done or have been used up in Sony solo films. So now we're stuck to people like Boomerang making appearances in the movie. Still no confirmation about like Mr. Negative included in there, or if Vulture would come back, or the Shocker. Those are kind of characters I would love to see in the movie. But this is an interesting lineup so far. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And they are making casting choices for Spider-Man Brand New Day as we speak, so in the coming week or in the coming month, some of these characters might get confirmed and announced officially. But I toss it off to you guys. You see that these were announced at a Disney event, which does make sense because in the contract they have with Sony, Disney gets the merchandise money. So of course they're going to be showing stuff off for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Do you think these are actually the official list of villains, or it's just random villains that they're just going to have toys with for the film? I think that does happen sometimes. Anyways, guys, that is all the movie news we currently have going on right now. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch me talk some movie news. Don't be forgetting to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.